Greetings, F1 enjoyers, and welcome to this year's British Grand Prix. Before the race would even begin, we would get the Lego go-kart race, and Fernando Alonso also won that race. It's a nice bonus. And speaking of bonuses, Oliver Bearman also drove one of Ayrton Senna's winning cars and did 4 laps in it. More laps than he needed to, but still cool. Okay, are we good now? Let's focus on the race. This year's British Grand Prix begins with a formation lap to get to the grid, and Fernando Alonso stalls before the race would even begin. Not again! Anyways, we get to the grid, and the race starts for real with the two Ferraris running 1-2. Kimi Antonelli fell back to third. Oh no. And the race gets yellow flagged for a brief moment. Antonelli is right behind Hamilton. Boost, aka overtake, is not enabled just yet. Leclerc continues to lead. Verstappen and Hajar battle for 5th. Oscar Piastri has wing damage. Dang it! Verstappen gets past Hajar for 5th. Oliver Bearman is under investigation by the stewards themselves. The Ferrari-powered cars have a bloom of vapor coming out of them. And Alex Albon gets penalized for that incident with Bearman. And Lewis Hamilton might get penalized for a false start. Man, nothing gets by the stewards. Here we go. Kimi Antonelli and Lewis Hamilton battle for 2nd. As predicted, Lewis Hamilton gets penalized moving before the start lights came on, which means he'll fall back to 3rd due to his penalty. The pressure is on. George Russell has no concerns with the gearbox, even though he might have gearbox issues. Here we go. Kimi Antonelli gets past Hamilton on the cops corner, and with a surprise move, he's now in 2nd. All he needs to do now is get past Leclerc. Max Verstappen is still unhappy with his car. Max Verstappen is chasing down George Russell. So far, not much is going on. George Russell's in danger of losing 4th to Max Verstappen. Holy crapper, Max Verstappen got past George Russell, and he's now in 4th! Max Verstappen blocks George Russell as he attempted to get past him right before he comes down to pit road. Isaac Hajar is next to join in. Kimi Antonelli is chasing Charles Leclerc for the lead. Sainz is next to come down to pit road. The virtual safety car gets deployed for a brief moment. Ocon comes down to pit road. Lewis Hamilton is complaining about understeer as the tires of his car are worn. Colapinto is next to come down to pit road, and Hamilton joins in a lap later. George Russell also comes down to pit road. Leclerc and Albon are next to come down to pit road, and Antonelli takes the lead. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton go at it for 4th, and Hamilton tries getting past him on the cops corner. George Russell's back and forth. George Russell comes down to pit road, but interestingly, Kimi Antonelli stays out. Antonelli comes down to pit road. Even if Leclerc wins, it doesn't matter as he is way back down in the championship standings. George Russell and Max Verstappen are noted by the stewards for the incident. Lance Stroll gets noted by the stewards for track limits infringement. Hamilton and Verstappen battle for 3rd. And the race gets yellow flagged as Nico Hülkenberg stalled and broke his gearbox. Ah crap, here we go again. The virtual safety car gets deployed. Max Verstappen pits in during the VSC period. The race restarts with Leclerc continuing to lead. Kimi Antonelli slows down as Lance Stroll gets past him, and he comes down to pit road for a mechanical failure. Ah crap, this is going to affect his championship standings. Oh my goodness, this is awful, and to make matters worse, he also broke his suspension. Antonelli falls back to 7th as the bleeding doesn't stop for him. The front left wheel shield fails when he went to the cops corner. He also gets black and white flagged. Even worse is the fact that he gets penalized for track limits violations. Just retire the car already. There's no point in finishing this race just to suffer. And the race gets yellow flagged as Max Verstappen gets into the gravel trap. What is even going on here? The actual safety car gets deployed. The race might end under a safety car. Hamilton gets noted for a yellow flag infringement. Here we go. The safety car period is ending until it gets redeployed. Wait. Why is it redeployed? Oh yeah, because of a software issue. Good lord, can we not have any disaster in Silverstone for 5 minutes? They even show us why the safety car got redeployed. And just like that, the dumpster fire that is this year's British Grand Prix has ended under the safety car, and Charles Leclerc becomes the 4th driver to win a Grand Prix this year. He also won his first race since the 2024 American Grand Prix. As expected, we get the driver interviews, driver talk in the cool-down room, and the winning driver's national anthem that gets played in the podium itself. The only highlight of this dumpster fire is Charles Leclerc win. It gets a 6 out of 10. It gets a point for Charles Leclerc win, but it's only 1 point higher than this year's Monaco Grand Prix. That race was an utter dumpster fire, and Kimi Antonelli's win did not save it. The track was literally falling apart. It was disaster after disaster. Jeez, 2 of the most prestigious races in Formula 1 history have a lot of shakeups and disaster. I'm hoping that Spa-Francorchamps at least has no disaster. Yeah, I'm hoping that Spa-Francorchamps at least has a decent race. And both points leaders also get penalized. Yeah, just to rub salt into the wound. Absolutely insanely disastrous. It's not just a disaster. Oh no, this year's British Grand Prix was a train wreck. And it's time to sign off. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I haven't done so. Let's hope that IndyCar has a better race at Mid-Ohio. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. Greetings, IndyCar enjoyers, and after the dumpster fire that is this year's British Grand Prix, I'm hoping that IndyCar will give us a better race. This year's Mid-Ohio 200 begins with Christian Lundgaard jumping to lead. Oh no, David Malukas isn't leading. I really want to see David Malukas get past Christian Lundgaard, because I want to see him get his breakout win. I also want to see Alex Palou win, but David Malukas hasn't won. He deserves to win, man. Palou has moved up to 6th. Kirkwood attempts to get past Palou, but he holds him off. Yes! Don't let him get past you! Scott Dixon comes down to pit road. Rossi is next to come down to pit road. Nolan Siegel is also making his pit stop, and yes, McLaren is sacking Nolan Siegel next year. Palou is now in 5th. Scott Dixon also gets past Louis Foster, but he's still behind Rossi. Siegel and Collette battle for 18th. Ericsson makes his pit stop. Alex Palou has now gotten past Will Power, and he's in 4th. He does not hold back. Lundgaard continues to lead. Power comes down to pit road. Alex Palou comes down to pit road and stays ahead of Kirkwood and Power. Don't let him get past you. Ah, crap, he got past the bugger. I didn't want to see Kyle Kirkwood get past Alex Palou. I'm sorry, I'm more of a Palou guy. Because Alex Palou is the GOAT of IndyCar, the modern GOAT. Malukas and Rasmussen come down to pit road. Even on lap 25, Lundgaard has not pitted. He gets held up by Santino Ferrucci. O'Ward comes down to pit road and Lundgaard joins in the lap later. Newgarden also makes his pit stop. He stays ahead of O'Ward. If the race gets yellow flagged, then Palou will have a chance to catch up. All I want to see is Alex Palou or David Malukas have his breakout win, but David Malukas deserves to win more because he's never won. There's not much going on here, but at least it's better than this year's British Grand Prix. But still disappointing. We also get the pit crew spotlight during the broadcast itself, and we get the Crapbury bros who both work for Joseph Newgarden and David Malukas as pit crews, respectively. The McLarens have now changed their strategy to a free stop, which means Alex Palou might still have a chance. VK is somehow in 4th. Mick Schumacher holds off Santino Ferrucci for 21st. Schumacher and Robb come down to pit road. Collette is next to join in. VK and Kirkwood make their pit stops. Lundgaard almost got loose. VK and Kirkwood make their pit stops. Lundgaard almost got loose. Rossi and Dixon have contact. Palou comes down to pit road and the 2 McLarens battle for the lead. O'Ward is now in the lead. Either way, I don't like the fact that McLaren will win this one. I'm hoping for a yellow or a lapped car. O'Ward gets held up by Rossi. Yes! Collette goes wide. Lundgaard makes his next pit stop and later to come in is his teammate O'Ward. O'Ward stays ahead. Both drivers go at it, but Newgarden is leading. Newgarden comes down to pit road and gives up the lead to O'Ward. Malukas fell back to 5th because of a mistake on pit road. Ah, crap. Here we go again. VK is now inferred. The two McLarens will have to deal with Rinus VK. This is one time where this fight to stay on the lead lap will actually work in its favor. It then cuts to the fans for some reason. Yeah, no, it's nice that they're cutting to the fans, but I want to see the action. I came here to see the racing action, not the fans who watch it. Although, they'll still be happy that they're on TV. So, at least that's that. O'Ward puts Hauger a lap down. Lundgaard, VK, and Kirkwood come down to pit road. Lundgaard beats both drivers on pit road. Kiff and Simpson tries to get past, but VK holds him off. O'Ward makes his pit stop, and Alex Palou is leading. Rasmussen joins alongside him. Alex Palou comes down to pit road. He stays ahead of Rasmussen. Yes. Power comes down to pit road. Rasmussen uses push to pass, and there's contact. We also get a tribute to Dennis Reinbold, who passed away. Rest in peace, Mr. Reinbold. You will be missed, and your legacy will be remembered for many years to come. Even with 10 to go, O'Ward continues to lead. On the final lap, Pato O'Ward is on his way to winning this year's Mid-Ohio race. Another disappointing race, but hey, at least it's a lot better than the freaking dumpster fire that is the British Grand Prix. It gets a 7 out of 10. I am not a fan of seeing McLaren win because, yeah, Zach Brown is the reason why I'm not a fan of McLaren. Not the drivers, the owner. I wanted Alex Palou or David Malukas to win. Hopefully that will happen in Nashville. But anyways, it is time to sign off. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, then you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I already done so. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.